Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the WWE 2K25 Universe Mode series, and we're here feeling the glow with Naomi. Naomi opening up the show here on Monday Night Raw after an unsuccessful attempt at dethroning Jade Cargill back at Backlash, but now Naomi is looking forward, she's looking ahead towards that Money in the Bank Premium Live event, and tonight she has an opportunity to earn her spot in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So can Naomi maybe reignite her goal at winning that World Championship and dethroning Jade Cargill? Having that Money in the Bank briefcase would definitely help out her cause, but she has to defeat her opponent here tonight if she's able to do so. So Naomi looking to assert herself into the world title picture here on Monday Night Raw after feeling like she was being overlooked last year in WWE 2K24's Universe Mode, and she's decided to take things into her own hands. But let's see if she's going to be able to be successful here tonight. A big opportunity for Naomi. Well, here is her opponent. It is the Pirate of the Sky. It is Kairi Sane, the former Women's World Champion in WWE 2K24's Universe Mode series. She lost her title back at the Royal Rumble due to issuing an open challenge. And then Bianca Belair was the woman who would go on to defeat Kairi Sane, answering that open challenge, which pretty much ignited the feud between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. But now Kairi Sane is back on Monday Night Raw, and she has Damage Control by her side. Dakota Kai and Io Sky looking to maybe be the force to drive Kairi Sane forward, and maybe Kairi Sane will be the one to unhook that briefcase at the upcoming Premium Live event at Money in the Bank. Will she be Miss Money in the Bank and maybe become the Women's World Champion once again? Or is Naomi going to put an end to that here tonight? A big match to open up Monday Night Raw. So Naomi, a veteran of this business. The same can be said about Kairi Sane. What a match this is to open up the show here. As the bell rings and out the gates, Naomi getting a little bit overzealous there. As now, Kairi Sane with some kicks to the back of the head here. Kairi Sane was the woman who successfully dethroned Rhea Ripley, of all people, in last year's Universe Mode series, back at the Clash at the Castle, albeit due to an interference by Dominic Mysterio and Bronson Reed in that one. But now Kairi Sane has to go up against Naomi, who has a bit of a chip on her shoulder as well. So both of these superstars, this is a big opportunity for both of these women. But which one of them is going to walk out here this evening, knowing that they're going to head to the Money in the Bank ladder match at the upcoming Premium Live event? As now Kairi Sane off with a springboard, connecting once again with the midsection of Naomi. And Naomi looking for a dropkick, but just missing out on that one. Kairi Sane was able to step back ever so slightly. There's now Naomi looking for another dropkick, but again Kairi Sane just able to avoid it. There's now Kairi Sane with a bit of a waist lock applied here. Naomi though, finding a reversal into a chin lock now. Just looking to keep Kairi Sane down on the mat. A wise decision here. You don't want to allow her to utilize the ropes and utilize the air, as that's where she's at her strongest. And now Naomi really cranking away at that shoulder here. Kairi Sane could be in a bit of trouble, and Io Sky and Dakota Kai on the outside looking on intently, trying to egg on their partner here in Kairi Sane. As now Kairi Sane into a headlock of her own. But you have to wonder whether maybe Damage Control, the other members in Io Sky and Dakota Kai, will they maybe be getting their own qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank ladder match? That would be an interesting situation if all three of them were to qualify and head to the Money in the Bank. But now Naomi is just cranking away at the arm there, and now takes the feet from underneath. Kairi Sane there, now hooking a leg as Naomi into the cover, but a big kick out found, and Naomi can't quite believe that Kairi Sane was able to kick out almost before the 1 count. And Naomi, you don't want to be overlooking Kairi Sane in this one, because as we said before, she was the woman to dethrone Rhea Ripley when Rhea Ripley had a hold of that Women's World Championship. And now into the rear view, connecting. Naomi hooks the leg out of absolutely nowhere. This could be it. No, big kick out found by Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane proving why she's a former Women's World Champion here. She's not about to allow that Money in the Bank briefcase to slip through her fingers. Of course, she has to be successful here and then win that Money in the Bank ladder match at the Premium Live event, which is probably one of the hardest matches to win. There's 8 superstars, and you have to find your moment and pick your spot and be the one to climb that ladder at the perfect opportunity to walk out with that briefcase. And now, well, Naomi just about connecting with that crossbody. I think she overshot it ever so slightly, but now Naomi rolling over here, and she could be looking for the submission hold. She's got it locked in here. Is she going to make Kairi Sane tap out? No, Kairi Sane, luckily, wasn't the one to tap out there. The split-legged leg drop there by Naomi. And now up to the second rope. Big body splash connecting. Naomi is building some momentum right now. Kairi Sane could be in deep, deep trouble right here. Oh, and the quick kicks by Naomi. And a big one to the side of the head. Looking for a leg drop, but Kairi Sane has woken up a little bit here. Back to her feet now. Sending Naomi off the ropes. And, well, Kairi Sane, I'm not sure what she was going for there, but Naomi was saying she's not having any of it. And into the jawbreaker by Naomi. Into the cover again, hooking the leg. Naomi, could she be about to do it here? No, big kick out found by Kairi Sane again, but Naomi looking like she's remaining focused here. She knows what the task is at hand. And now Naomi off the springboard again, overshooting it ever so slightly once more on that crossbody, but luckily for her, she just about connected on the top of the head of Kairi Sane. And now Kairi Sane in big trouble because Naomi looking to submit her once again, or at least lock in that submission. Is this going to be the end of the match and the end of Kairi Sane's dream? It's not. Kairi Sane's dream of getting that World Championship again is well and truly alive, but I'm not sure for how much longer, because Naomi is really building up that momentum here, inflicting a lot of punishment on the Pirate. There's now Naomi heading off the ropes. What is she thinking about here? Drop kick to the spine. And Kairi Sane wisely rolling to the outside right now. Damage control on the far side. Naomi may want to think about keeping an eye on them just in case, but Kairi Sane now, you have to feel that Kairi Sane may be thinking about moving her career forward, because it seemed like Asuka was the reason why she lost out on that Women's World Championship last year, but a spear connecting on the outside. And now Kairi Sane, well, she's unhooking the turnbuckle pad there. I thought she was going to break up the count, but she's decided against it. Why on earth did she expose that steel on the turnbuckle? Oh, and Naomi finding a reversal, an 8 count though. Well, both superstars back into the ring. There's now Naomi taking control here. The referee heading over to that turnbuckle. Just distracted by that turnbuckle pad, it seems. Now Kairi Sane taking Naomi down to the mat. Kairi Sane could be looking to take advantage here. Maybe that distraction on the outside, taking that turnbuckle pad off, maybe the turning point in this one, but Naomi able to break on out of that hold. And Kairi Sane, a big drop kick connecting, and again by Naomi. Look at the agility. On off the ropes into a big crossbody. Naomi could well and truly be closing in on that victory. She hooks the leg. She thinks she's done enough here. Kairi Sane, is she down and out? She's not. She's well and truly still in this one. A big kick out by Kairi Sane. Big kick to the side of the head now by Naomi. Now off the ropes. Kairi Sane. And Naomi looking for that rear view again, but Kairi Sane saw it coming. And she smartened up to that one. She wasn't about to allow Naomi to hit that one twice. But now Naomi once again could be thinking about that submission hold. And you have to wonder, can Kairi Sane hang in there? Or is this going to be it? Kairi Sane just able to break on out of it, it seems like. Or maybe Naomi might have actually been the one to break the hold herself. Up to the top rope she goes though. Naomi, big elbow drop connecting. Now off the ropes. Naomi looking for that leg drop connecting. And over to the corner once more. Naomi heading up to the top rope again, showing Kairi Sane that she knows how to fly as well. And she wants Kairi back to her feet, which she is, and into the crossbody, connecting clean this time. Spinning leg drop as well. Now Naomi heading over to damage control side and just about connecting with that leg drop. It looked like maybe her heels connected with the jaw of Kairi Sane, or maybe even a temple. And now Naomi slowing down in this one. You can see all the bruising forming across the back of Kairi Sane here. She's taking a lot of punishment. And well, her night could be about to be ended, because Naomi drives her down to the mat. Naomi into the pin. This has surely got to be it. Can Kairi Sane survive here? Naomi to progress to the Money in the Bank. Well, Naomi was unsuccessful at Backlash and she needed a big win here, but unfortunately for Kairi Sane, she will not be heading to that Money in the Bank ladder match. But could we maybe be looking at Miss Money in the Bank right here?
At Backlash, the War Raiders tasted glory. They clutched gold. They believed they won. But I am here to remind them, victory is an illusion. You escaped with your titles by the skin of your teeth, with a roll-up, a desperate flicker of survival dressed up as triumph. You didn't conquer Occam and Rezar. You survived them. And that, Raiders, is temporary. You call yourselves warriors, but you've made one fatal mistake. You thought this was a battle. This is not a battle. This is war, and war is long. War is merciless, and war doesn't end because the bell rings. The tag division, it rejoices in your reign. It parades your victory. But that celebration, it's built on borrowed time, because the foundation beneath it all is cracking. I've seen it. I've foretold it. I see the ruin that lies ahead. I see blood on canvas, limbs broken, careers ended. The Raiders DIY, Truth and Carlito. It doesn't matter who stands, who fights, who holds the gold. The outcome is written in pain. Because the authors of pain, remember. They remember how it felt to be dethroned. They remember your names, your faces, your weaknesses. And when they return, it will not be for a match. It will be for vengeance. You may have won a battle, War Raiders, but this war is far from over. And when the final chapter is written, it will be written in blood.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just moments after we received a warning from Paul Ellering about the fact that the War Raiders are not finished yet in the tag team division, we now have the new #1 contenders, DIY, making their way down to the ring, but specifically Johnny Gargano is the one who is in singles action here this evening on Monday Night Raw. So DIY are the #1 contenders to the War Raiders and their World Tag Team Championships, due to the fact that Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa actually defeated the War Raiders a number of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. And now DIY are here this evening looking to build on that momentum. But we have to wonder, who are their opponents going to be? We had a bit of a shock last week where we saw Carlito and R-Truth teaming up to take on the War Raiders. Now, hold on a second. Well, what? Oh my God. What is happening? Well, R-Truth is here with Carlito by his side, but it seems like I think R-Truth and Carlito think the Judgment Day is still a faction here in WWE. And well, R-Truth a little bit more serious in his entrance here this evening. Perhaps trying to play up to the whole Judgment Day gimmick, but what on earth is this? We saw them last week making a debut as a tag team, and I said maybe, perhaps, they may have thought that the Judgment Day was still a thing, and it seems like this evening that is basically confirmed here. Oh my God, R-Truth, what has happened with you? You were with John Cena last year in Universe Mode, and now this. What is happening? Well, R-Truth against Johnny Gargano, I guess. And Gargano looks a little bit confused as well, to be honest, but R-Truth with a little bit more of an attitude on his face, it seems like. Now R-Truth into a big boot right out of the gates, taking Johnny Gargano down to the mat. And Johnny Gargano needs to be careful here, because R-Truth was a very, very strong contender when he was teaming up with John Cena. Actually held those World Tag Team Championships. And last week, Carlito and R-Truth took the current world champions to the limit. They were unsuccessful in getting the victory last week, but regardless, they had one heck of a showing. And that's a little bit crazy if you ask me. If anyone had told me at the start of the show that R-Truth and Carlito were going to be a formidable tag team in the division, I would have probably laughed in your face, but I mean, here we are. As now Johnny Gargano with R-Truth. R-Truth into a headlock here. R-Truth trying to out-wrestle Johnny Wrestling, which I'm not sure is the wisest decision, but now off of the ropes goes R-Truth. And a big drop kick, a single leg drop kick there. As now Tommaso Ciampa up onto the second rope and taking down R-Truth, and it seems like the WWE Universe are actually behind R-Truth and Carlito here this evening. Definitely not behind DIY, which I'm sure is going to rub Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano up the wrong way. But now Johnny Gargano heading up to the top rope here. Johnny Gargano looking for a big splash, but R-Truth was just able to roll on out of the way of that one. And now Johnny Gargano, R-Truth, I think he may have forgotten what he was going for there. Mid-move, but now needs to hold on a second. R-Truth just overpowering Johnny Gargano. Then a big chop drives him onto the ropes. So R-Truth, when he is in his element, which is quite rare, most of the time he's usually quite confused, but when he's in his element, he can be a very strong competitor here in Universe Mode. There's now Johnny Gargano with that waist lock applied. Now R-Truth is really holding his own against Johnny Gargano here this evening. Locking in that jaw lock, a bit of a headlock there, and just getting some leverage there. There's R-Truth cranking away at the neck. And Johnny Gargano, is he going to be able to break one out of the hold? He is with that jawbreaker. R-Truth doesn't quite know where he is for a moment there. And what a big super kick to the back of the neck, and it looked like Tommaso Ciampa had brought a kendo stick into play, but I don't think that he actually sent it into the ring. A big neck breaker on the outside. Carlito not sure what he should really do here. Wincing ever so slightly at each attack that Johnny Gargano. Well, Carlito was just celebrating there for a moment. I don't think he knows what's going on, to be honest. As I said last week, this is the most confused tag team I think we've ever seen in WWE. But now Johnny Gargano looking to get the victory into the cover here. Can he do it? No. Big kick out found by R-Truth. Well, the funny thing about this situation is R-Truth and Carlito, 2 weeks in a row now, have been on display here. But hold on a second. The Gargano escape is locked in here. Is R-Truth going to tap out? No, he's not. Gargano just releasing the hold. But what I was going to say is R-Truth and Carlito I guess they're in a new Judgment Day. They've shown up 2 weeks in a row, so perhaps they may be thinking about trying to go after championship gold in the tag team division. But now R-Truth dropping the forearm across the jaw of Johnny Gargano. R-Truth has been busted wide open as well here. R-Truth now dancing around like he used to into that leg drop. So he's not completely forgotten where he's come from as R-Truth, but the crowd definitely getting behind him here. And R-Truth now paying homage to the greatest of all time. 5-knuckle shuffle connecting. And R-Truth is going to go into the cover, hooking the leg, looking to put Johnny Gargano away here. This would be a massive win, but a kick out found by Gargano. And Gargano wisely rolling to the outside, but R-Truth heading to the top rope. High risk and high reward. Missile drop kick connecting by R-Truth. There's now Gargano finding another reversal with that dragon screw. Just targeting the knee and the leg of R-Truth there. R-Truth though sent back into the ring on a 5 count. Johnny Gargano follows. Tommaso Ciampa up onto the apron again, exposing that steel on that turnbuckle. Now double axe handle connecting by Gargano. A knee to the back of the head as well. Gargano just relentless here in his attacks. A frog splash to the spine as well. And Gargano could be looking for that Gargano escape. Is R-Truth going to tap out here? Gargano cranking away, getting the leverage here. And R-Truth, well, he was hanging in there. And Johnny Gargano decided against continuing the attack there. But now Gargano, super kick connecting, almost taking the head off of R-Truth and into the cover, hooking the leg. This has got to be it, and it's over. Johnny Gargano puts down R-Truth. So the new Judgment Day can't get off to winning ways here. Last week they were unsuccessful, and the same can be said this week, but Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa build the momentum as they are the current number 1 contenders to the World Tag Team Championships. And so here we go. Hold on a second. Well, it's the Women's Intercontinental Champion. What on earth is she doing here? Lyra Valkyria, seemingly a little bit confused as to why Becky Lynch has decided to make her way out to ringside. And Becky's stating that she's just here to support Lyra. And what on earth is happening here? We do know that Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch will be going head-to-head at Money in the Bank for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But Lyra Valkyria seems to be a little bit surprised at the fact that Becky Lynch has headed out to ringside here. Things have seemingly been a little bit respectful between the two, especially after last week, where Becky Lynch admitted to the fact that there may have been a little bit of controversy over the way that she eliminated Lyra Valkyria. And Lyra Valkyria very respectful in her approach towards Becky Lynch, challenging her once again for that Women's Intercontinental Championship. But now, the knee to the face by Liv Morgan there. So Liv Morgan may even be thinking about getting herself involved in this title picture as well. As now, she was going for a submission hold there, but Lyra Valkyria able to break on out of it. But Liv Morgan was involved in that gauntlet match back at Backlash as well, and she was unsuccessful. She was the last superstar involved, and she was eliminated by Becky Lynch at the end, of course. And that allowed Becky Lynch to walk out with the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But I'm sure that Liv Morgan is maybe thinking about getting that championship for herself as well. And if she's able to defeat Lyra Valkyria here tonight, the current number 1 contender, she'll definitely have an argument as to why maybe she should be involved in the title picture. But now Liv Morgan off of the ropes. Well, look at the athleticism. Off of the handstand into a Hurricane Rana of sorts, into the cover, looking for a victory, but a big kick out found as Liv Morgan just gazes over at Becky Lynch for a moment there. Now Liv Morgan going to head up to the top rope. What has she got planned here? Lyra Valkyria slowly making her way back to her feet. Liv Morgan going to fly into a crossbody, taking Lyra Valkyria down here. And now a big kick to the spine as well to follow. It's now up to the second rope. Liv Morgan connecting with a double axe handle. Lyra Valkyria is very distracted here this evening. Really distracted by the fact that Becky Lynch is out here and she's struggling quite a lot. She hasn't really got much offense in so far. I'm not even sure if she's had any offense, to be honest. Liv Morgan just absolutely dominating so far. Up to the second rope goes Liv. And then Liv Morgan connecting with a code breaker and crawls into the cover quickly. Looking to put an end to this one early on here. No, Lyra Valkyria able to power out right here. So Liv Morgan had one heck of a year last year as well. She pretty much became the wedge that was driven between Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley, which led to their match at WrestleMania. But now into the cover, Lyra Valkyria looking for a victory, but no. Liv Morgan was able to power out, and Lyra Valkyria seems to be trying to keep her cool here and trying to remain focused. After that spinning heel kick, she heads up to the top rope. Lyra Valkyria looking for a frog splash, which is a move that Liv Morgan usually utilizes. It's now Liv Morgan into a big splash of her own. Connecting, and now Liv Morgan could be about to set Lyra Valkyria up here into the oblivion, connecting. And this one could be all over. Lyra Valkyria near the ropes. Could she maybe get a rope break? Oh my word, she's kicked out. I honestly thought that was a 3 count. I don't think that Lyra Valkyria could have left it any later than that. But somehow she was able to get the shoulder up there. And now off the ropes we go, and into an arm drag by Lyra Valkyria. And Lyra now, the knee to the back of the head here. And now Lyra Valkyria off the ropes. She goes into a double axe handle, and now back to their feet. Trading blows in the center of the ring here. Lyra Valkyria, big right hands. And well, Liv Morgan sent over the top rope now. And crashing down to the outside. And well, oh, hold on a second. A little bit of tension here. Becky Lynch seemingly taking it back a little bit by Lyra's approach. But now, well, things have been respectful between these two up until this point. But hold on a second. Liv Morgan sent crashing into Becky Lynch here. And well, what on earth is going on between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch? I can't tell whether things are still remaining respectful or not between these two. But Lyra Valkyria back into the ring. This could be the turning point that Lyra needed. Into the cover she goes. Hooking the leg, looking to get the victory over Liv Morgan. But Liv Morgan was able to power out here. And Becky Lynch has been sent to the back here by the referee. The referee has had enough of the distractions being caused by Becky Lynch. And hold on a second, Liv Morgan has been busted open off of that elbow. Now Lyra Valkyria was looking to take Liv Morgan into the corner, but Liv Morgan now looking to take advantage, looking for a roll-up perhaps here. Could she be about to steal a victory over Lyra Valkyria? No. Big kick out found by Liv Morgan. And now these two just trading blows once again in the middle of the ring. We saw how this ended up just a moment ago. Luckily, Becky Lynch is no longer at ringside, so we can't have a repeat of that situation right here. But who's going to be the woman to come out on top of this one? These two just absolutely laying into each other. My oh my. How they're still standing. Big slap across the face. They're out on their feet right here. Liv Morgan getting the upper hand, but these two evenly matched. Just absolutely laying into each other. Liv Morgan seemingly getting the upper hand. Oh, sorry, Lyra Valkyria getting the upper hand. Into the cover, looking for the victory. Can she do it? No! Liv Morgan is the one kicking out at a 2.99 count this time. What a match this has proven to be here this evening. As Lyra Valkyria up to the top rope. Big elbow drop connecting. Liv Morgan is in deep trouble right here. As now she finds a reversal on the outside. That could be crucial for Liv Morgan. Heading back into the ring now. Sending Lyra into the corner. Oh, Lyra Valkyria finding a reversal of her own here. And now, oh, Lyra Valkyria couldn't quite get the upper hand there as Liv Morgan slipped in behind. Now Liv Morgan, what is she planning here? She seems to be sizing up Lyra Valkyria, but luckily for Lyra, she found a reversal and Liv Morgan's caught here. In trouble, Nightwing connecting. She's near the ropes. Oh my word, is Lyra going to go for another one? Oh my goodness, I think she is. The respect that she's showing for Liv Morgan here. She knows that Liv Morgan is championship material, but looking for the victory. No! 2 Nightwings couldn't get the job done here. Well, Lyra Valkyria has to be wondering what on earth she needs to do here to put Liv Morgan down. She showed the respect to Liv Morgan by trying to go for 2 Nightwings to put her away, but it wasn't enough. And now Liv Morgan is the one with the upper hand here, at least for now. As Lyra Valkyria slowly back to her, into the oblivion out of absolutely nowhere. This has got to be it. Liv Morgan for the victory, she's done it. And well, I'm sure that Lyra Valkyria is not going to be happy with the fact that Becky Lynch decided to head out to ringside here, but Liv Morgan has pretty much inserted herself into the Intercontinental Championship title picture. So going forward, she definitely has an argument as to why she should be a #1 contender, perhaps. What a victory for Liv Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have the woman who was the first woman to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match by defeating Raquel Rodriguez last week on Monday Night Raw. It is Lash Legend. She's out here all alone though, it seems, and she has a message for the WWE Universe here this evening. So I wonder what Lash Legend has got to say. Maybe it's relating to the fact that she's progressed in that Money in the Bank ladder match qualifier, and she will be heading to that premium live event. Could she be the next Miss Money in the Bank? And could she perhaps be a future Women's World Champion here on Monday Night Raw in this 2K25 Universe Mode series? Let's see what she's got to say here.
Let me get this straight real quick. Y'all must have forgot who the hell I am. Last week, I went toe-to-toe with Raquel Rodriguez. And what happened? I beat her. I qualified for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Just like that, and that was just the beginning. See, me and Miss Jackson, we ain't just some pretty faces that walked in here to take selfies and make nice. Nah, we came to Monday Night Raw to take over. We are 2 of the baddest women in this game. Period. And all y'all, the girls in the back, you better get used to seeing our faces, because we're not going anywhere. But now let's talk about the one running her mouth lately. Yeah, Jade Cargill. Last week, Jade strutted out here all smug, talking about how the roster's weak, talking like she's untouchable. And she even had the nerve to put out an open challenge. And not one woman stepped up. You think everybody's scared of you, Jade? Well, I'm here to tell you, I ain't scared of nobody. Not even the so-called Storm you keep bragging about. You look at me, and what you see is power, strength, confidence. You might be dominant, Jade, but I'm not impressed. Not even a little. Because when I climb that ladder and snatch that briefcase at Money in the Bank, I'm cashing in on you. And I'm gonna show the world what a real powerful, dominant woman looks like. Tick, tock, Jade. Your time at the top, it's got an expiration date. And her name is Lash Legend.
Well, interesting turn of events here this evening. Lash Legend turning her attention to Jade Cargill.
Kevin Owens, you are a pathetic, weak little man. You earned an opportunity and then chose to stay home. That's not intelligence. That's cowardice. You didn't play the game smart, Kevin. You simply refused to show up and fight like a man. Braun Breaker, you beat me. On that night, you were the better man. You have more grit, more endurance than I originally believed. That was my mistake, but it is a mistake I will never make again. Money in the Bank, I will qualify. And then I will climb that ladder, retrieve the briefcase, and reshape my destiny. Once I become Mr. Money in the Bank, Braun Breaker will no longer be able to breathe easily. He may have escaped France with his title, but after Money in the Bank, he will sleep with one eye open. Because the ring general will be watching, always.
Hold on a second. Ethan Page taking out LA Knight from behind just moments before LA Knight is supposed to be in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Well, LA Knight is telling the referee he wants to continue here. He doesn't want to call this one off. Well, Drew McIntyre perhaps going to take advantage of this situation. So we're into our main event of the evening here. Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight in a men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. But Ethan Page looking to try and take out LA Knight before the match even begins. Well, that's not going to bode well for the megastar. It's driven down to the canvas. So LA Knight was Mr. Money in the Bank last year in 2K24's Universe Mode series, but he was unsuccessful in cashing in that briefcase, so maybe the megastar is looking for a second bite out of cherry, but he's going to have to try and take down the Scottish psychopath if he wants to do exactly that. As now, well, Drew McIntyre just choking out LA Knight on that top rope. So Drew McIntyre is a man who we haven't seen much of in this Universe Mode series, but he did actually have a promo a number of weeks ago where he seemed to be the one to state that Kevin Owens is the man who's actually saved Monday Night Raw by taking out Roman Reigns back at the draft with that package power driver. We have yet to see Roman Reigns since then. Have to wonder when he will return, but as for right now, LA Knight is getting the upper hand here. Somehow able to turn things around after that vicious attack at the start of this one from Ethan Page. A man who LA Knight seems to have... Oh, a big right hand there, dropping Drew McIntyre, but Ethan Page is a man who LA Knight has become all too familiar with in this Universe Mode series. And it seems like Ethan Page may be a little bit jealous at the fact that LA Knight has gotten this opportunity here this evening to go after that Money in the Bank briefcase once again, perhaps, and earn his spot. Oh, hold on a second, into the BFT connecting. Drew McIntyre's in big trouble here. LA Knight for the victory, but no. A big kick out found by Drew McIntyre. And a big knee to the side of the face as well by the megastar. But LA Knight is a man who has been undefeated so far in this Universe Mode series. He's looking to keep it that way into a big neck breaker. But the Scottish psychopath is going to be probably his toughest challenge just yet. As now, LA Knight up to the top rope here, looking for a big drop kick, but he couldn't quite find it. And now Drew McIntyre is feeling it right here. Now LA Knight off the ropes. What's Drew McIntyre planning? And into a Claymore, using the momentum of LA Knight against him. Into the cover, this could be it. No! The megastar kicks out once again. Well, Drew McIntyre was looking to use LA Knight's own momentum against him to try and increase the force produced into that Claymore kick. But luckily for LA Knight, somehow, maybe just by instincts alone, he was able to get that shoulder up, and well, looked like Drew McIntyre for a second may have been going for another Claymore, but I believe he was actually going for a neck breaker. Both men had similar ideas. As now the megastar off of the ropes here. Oh, was looking for a shoulder tackle of sorts there, but Drew McIntyre with a big boot to the face. And LA Knight just using the ropes to sit in the corner here. Drew McIntyre taking his time, another big boot across the face. As McIntyre now Heads up to the top rope here. This match has been even so far, despite the fact that LA Knight was wiped out at the start of this one. Drew McIntyre into a big clubbing blow off of the top rope. And now Drew McIntyre a stomp to the face as well of LA Knight. So you have to mention the fact that, into a Glasgow kiss by Drew McIntyre. That thought is going to have to wait a second because this could be it. And LA Knight, I believe that he actually grabbed the rope. The referee didn't see it. And then LA Knight decided to kick out instead. But now setting up the Claymore kick once again, connecting Drew McIntyre into the cover again. This has surely got to be it. The megastar, he's still in it. But what on earth is it going to take to keep LA Knight down in this Universe Mode series? He's definitely going after that Intercontinental Championship, but on the form he's on, he could be a world champion. Drew McIntyre, though, continuing the attack. Absolutely relentless here. What I was going to say earlier was the fact that the Money in the Bank Premium Live event is going to be a 2-night show. The first time ever Money in the Bank will be a 2-night Premium Live event. A big elbow by Drew McIntyre there. And dropping LA Knight on the back of his neck. So you have to wonder if the men's Money in the Bank ladder match is on night 1, and let's say there is a championship match on night 2, then the holder of that Money in the Bank briefcase is going to have more time to recover and perhaps a better opportunity at a successful cash-in on the same night. But now big right hands by LA Knight. Now LA Knight with Drew McIntyre up and driving him down to the mat and into the cover. Is this going to be enough to put Drew away? No, just a 1 count. The Scottish psychopath looking to head to that Money in the Bank and get a World Championship opportunity in the future perhaps. But LA Knight is also thinking the same thing. And now Drew McIntyre finding a big reversal while LA Knight's leg just got caught on the table there. In an awkward position, you have to wonder whether maybe the knee may have twisted in the wrong way there. Drew McIntyre heading up to the top rope. What on earth is he thinking? Drew McIntyre into an elbow drop to the spine of the megastar. Now Drew perhaps thinking about taking a count-out victory here. He's telling the referee to continue the count. And LA Knight hasn't moved it. Slowly LA Knight making his way back to his feet though. Drew McIntyre just pacing in the ring. A 5 count and LA Knight back into the ring here. Drew McIntyre was looking for something. Not sure where it was. A Claymore kick connecting. That may have been what he was after. And he connected with it. Into the cover he goes for the victory. Drew McIntyre puts down the megastar. So Drew McIntyre will be heading to the Money in the Bank ladder match. And what a match that is proving to be so far. We've got Seth freaking Rollins, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre all heading to the Money in the Bank, looking to become Mr. Money in the Bank.